That's better. 2,284 hours and 16 minutes.
Dang it, it's longer now.
That is the amount of time that I have sank into the hit PvPvE game, Hunt Showdown. Do some call it an addiction? Maybe. I mean, 2,000 hours of anything is a long time. I also have the record. There were only like 1,000 of these printed. Yeah, I might have a problem. But there's so many aspects about Hunt Showdown that make it unique. Its gameplay, its music, its atmosphere, its lore, so many other things that could fill up a video essay on its own. But that's not the reason why I'm here today. Because if Hunt excels at anything, it's its weapons. Hunt Showdown is unique with its varied arsenal, from the average Mosin to the unique Bomblands, Centennial Shorty Silence, and even the Bornheim. But all these weapons are unique in their own right. There aren't just 50 different types of AK, just like in Tarkov. I'm sick of picking up the AK-104. In my 2,000 hours, I've had a couple of opinions on some of them. Mostly good, some bad. But if you want to come on this journey with me, I can teach you everything you need to know about the weapons of Hunt Showdown. But first, I got some ground rules. The first rule that I will be setting up is I won't be covering any kind of melee weapon tool that you will be equipping. This includes throwing knives, throwing axes, and all the knife variants up to the brass knuckles. Everybody takes one of these. It's impossible to put kind of a category into them of people who play them. Maybe people that only take melee weapons, but I don't know, man. Everybody's got their own shtick. I don't really know. The second rule is that I'm not going to include any kind of consumables. So this includes dynamite, firebombs, any of those, because honestly, the video would become twice as long. There's stereotypes for each one of them, but you really are kind of determined by how you throw something. Like the game. The last thing is, just take my opinions with a grain of salt. Every weapon does have its purpose, and while I might shit on some of them, that's fine. Everybody has their perfect weapon or their worst weapon, and you shouldn't really chastise those who use them. Though, I don't know, bully slug users, they don't know how to aim. So while we wait for the release of Mammoth's Gulch and Hunt 2.0, please join me and my friend Mitz as we review every single weapon in Hunt Showdown. Please enjoy the following. I don't want to start off with a boring weapon, but all I can say about the Winfield C is that it functions well. One of the things that's important to note is that every gun is useful to some extent. Even for this one, you get the extra reserve ammo, but you will only really see this if there's a new skin for it, or you need a challenge done with it. One thing to note is that you see a lot of people take high velocity with this gun specifically, and they usually headshot a lot more too, so I can't blame them. Really, this weapon is just fine, but you're kind of handicapping yourself if you want exciting guns in Hunt's arsenal.
The basic starting rifle. It's basically a mini with a half mag. While you'll see a lot of new hunters using this, for some reason, God tier players are always carrying this thing even when the full mini exists. Maybe because it has a pretty sexy blood bond skin. Apart from that, it's mostly just for budget loadouts, but you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You can fuse both your team and your enemies. On the one hand, levering is easy, and putting incendiary bullets in this turns it into an actual laser weapon. You make enemies panic and can kill trios, but people still criticize you for not taking a better weapon like a regular Winfield or a Veterally Silenced. Still, this gun is good, and it's fun to put long ammo enjoyers in their place occasionally with it, but you'll still be called a weirdo for using it. Just mix it up every once in a while.
A gun that a lot of people die trying to use. To the few, it is one of the ultimate stealth weapons. But to many, it is a straight ticket to their death with its low velocity and terrible iron sights. People who truly use this are those who love watching trios run in fear as a barrage of sound shots rain down on them. Hey, power to the players.
The Winfield Marksman. Listen, I ain't the scope guy. My friends constantly bully me about using them, but the tunnel vision just gets to me too much. That being said, the people who take this are actual snipers. They usually pair it with high velocity to get a budget sniper, and the truly insane will pair this with FMJ. I also don't usually take hunters into account, but usually people who take this are at least 25 prestige. Pray you can kill these people before they kill you.
While I love my marksman scopes, this variant has just never done it for me. However, there is no doubt that this gun has a cult following. They are few in number, but they are deadly in action. You'll rarely ever find a hunter with this gun on them because 1, it's not as popular, and 2, the people who actually use it have already killed you.
Yo, I'm recording this impromptu on my phone because I forgot that the Winfield stock exists. If you want a review of it, I think this is probably the review. The Red Martin skin is good with it.
The default choice when it comes to picking one of the Winfields. You usually see a lot of people pairing this with Lovin to help them push. Personally, I see nothing wrong with picking this variant. It has some of the coolest skins for it, but people usually have trouble picking up new weapons if they stick to this. Like, come on man, just try the Centennial or something else every once in a while.
The default Winnie choice. I respect it a lot. Great for levering or just for putting down constant fire for your team. Players who usually get a bad rep for only being Winnie users or just being spam shooters. Mostly complaints from Mosin users. It's really good, but not broken. Don't be ashamed, you guys are competent players.
Surprisingly, you don't see a lot of these people around. Call it a hunch, but many people don't want to pay something extra and optional for an aperture sight. That being said, these people really like to take the cowboy aesthetic into their loadout. These guys usually pair these hunters with like the kid or the gunslinger, and they pair it with this gun. Just remember, like in the movies, you just die as quickly to a bullet as you will taking this rifle. It's just the circle of life.
Remove the fucking blur. It really isn't a good balancing mechanic. It's great when it works, but currently those situations are just too niche to justify it.
You are the love child between a late 1800s British imperialist and an American cowboy. And you don't like the talent. There is also one skin for this, and I think it's really funny if you know what it is. Like,
You want to storm the trenches outside a fort and reenact some badass Civil War battles. Godspeed to you. It's not a musket.
You actually like the Talon. You realize you don't need additional range on a gun's melee to be effective. Plus, you can kill bosses faster. Thanks for helping the team. Also, hot take, this has one of the best early 1.0 skins out there. Fight me.
It's all fun and games until you forget that you have the Talon and try to bitch slap an emulator. Regardless, it's a pretty handy tool. It's for that resourceful teammate that can get things done and you can always depend on. It's underrated.
Ah, the Vandal. Just like its name, it's a little trickster that can still get the job done like any other Winfield, but levering with this thing is a death sentence. I see people occasionally take this using a shotgun or cheap double loadout, but that being said, you could still screw people up with this weapon. The gun is just good, but it's underwhelming, like a majority of the Winfield line. This is your daily reminder that Kane's DLC originally came with a shotgun. Yes, the original bush camping sniper of the Bayou came with a shotgun. And a Winfield striker. Overall, the gun is good. It can at least prove as a good secondary against lesser mobs and other hunters. Underwhelming.
A decent upgrade to the Vandal. It's not a one-hit kill on people, so it's not great in PvP. But for dealing with mobs, it's pretty handy for a budget medium build. Yeah. That's it. I guess if you take this, you're good at budgeting. Good job.
You really want to use a Deadeye weapon, but you picked up this gun because it was on sale on Steam. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nobody ever picks up this gun. Even if you own the skin, you've still never touched this thing. This gun is just meh.
Yo, editing Ethan here again. This gun is dog poopy doo-doo. Don't use it.
I've only seen this gun on dead bodies, not in a death screen. It's a good idea in theory, and I wish it worked as so. However, the sway and recoil make it pretty unwieldy, even with perks. There's a handful of people who can make it work, but I think for now it's kind of a forgotten relic.
Where's my Winnie Vandal Marksman?
You want a gun that'll make you win rounds, and this gun does the trick, but you pester people that this is the best gun in the game despite it having some very obvious flaws. Oh, it has dum-dum ammo, it has muzzle velocity, good, blah 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 blah. Listen, this gun is fun to pick up every once in a while. Make sure to punish these talking heads with shotguns and long-range headshots when you have a chance. If they keep yapping, they won't if they're in the grave.
A flawed, but good, fast-shooting 3-slot gun. Recoil's a bit much, but if you know how to hit your shots, you can put down people pretty quickly. However, people that use this definitely like spamming, despite it having a pretty long reload. Wait for them to burn their ammo out, and then just push them in and send them back to the lobby.
You picked the skin because you love the sniper's gift. You may be a weeb, or you could not be. But whatever the case, you're still no sniper. Good luck trying to use this thing past 50 meters. Fucking wannabe.
That sway and kick, though. Yeah, unless you're that one guy who one-tapping with this thing, you're going to be that mediocre sniper that gets your entire team killed.
Even though this is a recent addition, this is what I consider an all-in-one package for newer players. Good fire rate, a shotgun, same ammo reserve pool for compact pistol variants. This gun has it all. A new player might gravitate more towards lever actions than later options, but a skilled player will always take this when wanting to spice up their loadouts. Don't let the converted pistol fool you. This thing is still a headshot machine. Easy recommend.
The Lamad. It's a solid all-round gun. Less kick than the officer, but a slower fire rate. Stable sway, good sights, and a shotgun backup. It's a common pick for those who are decently skilled and who want something reliable and different from the whinnies or bolt actions. It's very rewarding.
A shotgun with a scope on it. What is this, a Warzone loadout video? Nah, this is a great variant if you want to snipe with the gun. Not a lot more to comment.
Yeah, I have yet to use this gun, but I can assume this is a replacement for the Winnie Marksman because if the sway is better and the recoil is a little bit more consistent, I think this is going to be the compact sniper dream of the future.
Oh my fucking yo, bro, son, what do you want, son?
Ain't shit, bro. It's good. What you fucking with?
Son, I'm beating my meat, bro. You fucked up my whole
Whoa,
shit now, son.
whoa, alright, bro. My
Please take it betterly. Okay, kidding. It's an okay budget rifle, but I'd rather only take the scope variant. It's overshadowed by cheaper Winfields or more expensive Sparks. Custom ammo variants are nice, but it's just hard to justify for a 3-saw weapon.
People go back and forth on what the best budget primary to bring is, and this is probably one of the top options for me. Cheap, great ammo types, it's pretty much the Swiss Army gun or the discount Sparks. Before I would have said these players have been a dying breed with the economy changes and the Sparks being an option, but I see them coming back with variants like the Springfield bayonet. Good on you, Springfield players. Eventually you'll get out of poverty. I'm just gonna let my buddy talk about this one. I know nothing about scopes.
The de facto sniper. The Nigel Springfield stock is nothing compared to the Marksman version. The little to no sway gives you the power of Chris Kyle in your hands. Mosin and level users laugh at the Springfield Marksman wielders in the bar, but in the bayou, they tremble. Patience and a good eye, no one will outrun you.
I still consider this gun a newborn just because it came out so recently, but I like it just like all the other variants, and bayonets are always fun. Also, don't believe my friend, he was the only one asking for this weapon.
The musket with a bayonet. We all kept asking for it, and now it's here. Okay, probably just me. Yeah. Woo.
The most underutilized choice for making a 2-slot loadout. You may take this weapon not only because of the price, but the ammo capacity, custom ammo. Hell, you can breach doors with this thing if you really wanted to. If you hit your shots, you will make some heads roll. Don't worry about its length. She doesn't worry about it anyway.
I missed the double pump.
That's what she said.
You bring this because you're too poor to afford a knife.
Where's my Winnie Vandal Marksman?
Stop telling me my dick looks like the Springfield Compact Striker! Every day, I just try to make ends meet, and I keep getting bullied by the player base about my short shooter! It can shoot straight like anything else in the bayou, so you better watch your back, Buster! You wouldn't like when I transform into my edgy, darker, untamed bad boy side. Smash. 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 Smash.
So imagine the Swiss Army knife allegory, but now you only have the bottle opener. This is the variant you got from your drunk uncle at a Christmas party. The good news is that it's still decent, but people look at you and shake their heads. You're that weirdo.
I have Tourette's. It's really cool on paper, right? I've totally asked Crytek for this in the past. I don't like it. You don't either. Unless you have Cheat Engine installed, then I'm sure it is a blast.
Many YouTubers say that the Verily is betterly, but people just really like custom ammo with this thing. Now, all custom ammo has its purpose. I don't want to give one ammo type a specific stereotype because every gun is different. But in my humble opinion, if you're taking custom ammo to make a gun viable, then the gun was never good to begin with. In this case, the Verily is good, but it's not great. Stop acting like it's the fucking second coming.
The OG Verily. It's worth swiping off free hunters. I prefer the sight over the Centennial, which I know is heresy to say, but it's true. But most people hate it. It's still good damage, and you can get it for free often, so it's worth taking. It's not a bad medium gun.
Oh, look, another bayonet variant. I'm falling asleep just thinking about it. Okay, very forgettable. You either have a free one or you like the backbone skin. I mean, it is a really cool skin, but just don't depend on the melee as much when in a fight.
If you're a medium build lover and want something with a little bit more of a melee punch to it, the Carabiner Bayonet's for you. For a long time, it was one of the only medium weapons with a bayonet, and it's still the only one that's a repeater. And yeah, it's good. People who like this definitely like it.
Out of all the Deadeye variants, this is probably the variant that shines the most. Where it might look quirky, people who know how to use it really are a menace with it. Hell, I still use this gun from time to time and it still surprises me. Anyways, if you want to have a fun Deadeye weapon, just take this. Really good with Iron Eye or SoundSmith or whatever the fucking perk is now.
A better sighted Vetterli and the OG mid-range sniper before the Springfield and the Lebel. The Deadeye scope is quirky, but it fills its niche well. But it's also a niche, so most people pass on it. However, high velocity and a decent user, it is a menace.
I really don't see this weapon used that often, but it surprises me when I get killed by it. Maybe start learning with this variant if you want to learn marksman scopes, but besides that, it's okay.
The Vetterli for more zoom. The marksman scope is in general always good for medium long range engagements. If you want a Lebel marksman on a budget, it's not bad for it. But with the Springfield marksman having almost zero sway, there is an argument here. So, pick your poison.
I am not good with this gun in the slightest, but that should not deter you from using it. People who bring this are either testing it out or really know their way around custom ammo. They're usually going to be sitting in bushes with incendiary rounds after the buff. Oh, but if you put FMJ in this, just throw rocks at me. They'll probably do more damage anyway. Oh, but FMJ gives the extra day. Don't make me tap the sign. Still, decent variant.
The Vetterli Silenced, a gun with a high skill ceiling. Most people won't be able to extract the most out of this gun because it can be a bit unwieldy. However, those who learn it are the silent snipers of the Bayou. There's nothing more satisfying than getting a headshot with this from over 50 meters away and their team not being able to figure out who the fuck you are or where you are.
Despite the cool reload, this gun might have a troubling future for people who use it. You're either labeled as someone that is wasting money or God sweat that hates new players. This gun is still so new at the time of writing this, so time will tell if the fanbase respects this or throws it in the garbage. Plus, this gun is $535 for what it is. Still, it's worth it for the slide pull. Orgasmic. Really nice variant.
While the semi-automatic fire sounds good on paper, controlling the recoil, especially in distant engagements, is challenging. However, those who use it are basically the new Ultimate users. Turbo sweats.
You really, really like consistency. If the way a gun functions doesn't click with your brain, you never touch it. But this gun does. You make this gun your own. And while not many people might use it, you can still become a legendary hunter yourself through iron sight headshots or levering. Plus, this gun pretty much has it all. Also, this is the best example of time being nice to a gun in Hunt's arsenal. This gun used to be kind of ass, but now with the added bullets in reserve, the custom ammo, and the slightly faster chamber speed, oh baby, you got a new primary on your hands. Just don't rely on it too much. Like, this isn't the gun that won the West.
The Centennial. It still has the weird windy recoil, but is a heavy hitter. It's pretty hit or miss with people, and the sights aren't the best. However, it is no doubt a great weapon and a huge threat in the Bayou.
Some may say the truth is stranger than fiction, but this gun is the next American Jesus. Instead of being controlled by the government, you want to forge your own path saying, I want to conquer the world. Those in a burning Los Angeles known as long ammo abuse could be claiming that it's the new dark ages, but my sanity cannot take much more of this argument without feeling incomplete. Let this gun tell those long ammo users that they would be better off dead. It's much more of a question than a curse, but the long ammo hell is much, much worse. What I'm trying to say is, this gun's aight. Okay, personal rant time. This variant is just okay, but like, I cannot get a melee kill with a hunter with it. Like, the range feels like I have to be right in their fucking face to do this. It is limp dick, and I am so fucking angry. It's just okay. It's pretty much just a Centennial with a sledgehammer on it.
Why? I mean, sure, I guess.
Ever since its addition, I've seen a lot of people take this for 2-slot loadouts, and there's a good reason. Besides the recoil, this is just good. We really need more 2-slot medium weapons, so I'm glad this fills that niche.
It doesn't quite fit the niche of the Winnie Vandal, but it's still a solid choice for a medium build. Its sway and bulky sights together limit the range, but in compound fights, it is still a menace. I'm sick of these pull tab sights, I swear to god. It's got the oil filter-like suppressor though, so I mean, roleplay as a ghost from Call of Duty or some shit, I don't know. I'll take a suppressive medium variant though, that's all I can say.
Best silence weapon in the game. It can be paired with poison, it's silent, and the medium ammo is not too hard to refill after the rework. People are starting to take note of these cool features, and they should. Trust these people who take this, and they will help you. But you should only call out their obsession for 2-slot loadouts if they pull something like a Romero hand cannon with this loadout or something. Like, man, what are you doing?
Do most guns in Hunt's arsenal not have that oomph to them? Need something big and loaded with the finest money shots you can buy? Introducing the Dildo. With its 2-shot potential and flippable iron sights. This 42-inch monster will leave you begging for more. And when you're about to hit climax, you can use that 12 gauge to bust all over your enemies. It even comes with those big, fat, smooth slugs you like to fit smooth slugs you like to fit down your throat. And a variety of different ammo types that will make each experience better than the last. So, if you have a big wallet and a bigger appetite, then come down and grab yourself a Dildo today. Hot stuff.
Welcome home, baby.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Uh-oh.
It's scary how similar this is to the base variant. Like, whenever we get a cut-down variant of a gun, whether it be Winfield, Mosin, or Romero, you have to change your playstyle up just because of the weapon's downsides. And besides the light sway and muzzle velocity, the drilling hand cannon is just the same weapon. I would say you're taking this and you're taking something like the Vetterli Cyclone, just make sure you hit your shots. I guess the stereotype is rich, so wahoo.
The always scary drilling, but now in a compact package. For those quartermaster players that like making people quit the game. This is for the hunter who knows how to max min loadouts and makes use of their entire arsenal. If you like tool-based loadouts, this is one of the best.
If you can afford it, this is the new Swiss Army gun of the 1%. You got the melee, the range, the close combat, and you can turn your enemies into cursing how Hunt's weapons have become too OP. Are there still problems? Yeah, muzzle velocity and sway. But this is quickly becoming my new why not option. Recommend.
What should we watch on Cock for our movie Cock Night?
Comedy or action or maybe sports.
Or maybe a WWE Cock.
Even after all these years, the Sparks is one of the most picked long-range weapons within the game. You can't put all hunters down with it, but you can make sure they don't get back up. Also, I'm pretty sure this used to be with a couple free loadouts that you would get, but that could just be my mind rotting away. Still, so many people use this that you have to judge them by their gameplay, and probably their Steam profile. If it's a private or Twitch.tv profile, you go into another match as fast as you can. Besides that, really nice gun.
The dirt cheap ion cannon. It's got one shot, but it hits hard. Dependable, reliable, always fun to use. But please, try another gun sometime. There's more than just the Sparks out there, champ.
I feel seasick just using this gun, but so many other people can hit flick shots with it that I just become jealous. You just think about how if you think of someone that is sweaty, fat, and has 5 different Reddit accounts, it's probably going to be a Spark Sniper user. Or it's mostly just the inner Iron Sights enjoyer and salt within me saying that.
Kill yourself, Kane. Okay, it's a good gun, but you people are fucking awful.
Man, I just feel bad for this guy. The concept is there, and by putting poison rounds in it, you're pretty good against AI and bosses. But when you have other choices like the Shorty silenced or the Nagant silenced, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage by using this. The only silver lining I can really see is that it has some pretty cool skins with it. Shout out to Corrosive Vessel from the most recent Tide of Shadows event.
The suppressor is a rectangle and the sights came off a fucking M203. It's a fantastic concept on paper, but it generally causes more frustration than payoff. Regardless, it can be good for fighting off bosses and just trolling new players.
Man, Gandhi would be angry at people who use this gun. Good cost, good ammo, it hits some headshots better than some other weapons. Overall, these people might be new to Hunt, but stick with it just because they might be British or they're good at the game. Just don't sleep on the fire rate of this thing. It really gets you out of a pinch.
The Apartheid Simulator. It's a quick shooting long ammo gun with good sights. If you need to lay down some fire, it's a great pick. Also, the skins fucking rock for this gun.
Man, there's some cool skins, but I really don't know why you would take this. The base sights are great, and these are just kind of meh in comparison. Still, trust these people if they use it well. Just don't let it be the first variant you bring.
The Martini when you need a little more range. It's not bad on paper, but I've always felt the iron sights work better for this gun. To anyone who uses this, can you please reveal yourself? Seriously, I don't know who uses this.
Enhance! Oh my god, is that a decent but forgettable variant? No way! Yeah, this is just okay.
Enhance. I'm kidding. It's fine. It's just a Springfield marksman with a worse sway. I mean, I guess it does a little more damage, but I don't find any of a better pick than Springfield.
Give me a minute to get into the voice. Avast ye, mateys! If you want a gun that can make people scared, then take this with ye. Grab your bats, your sabers, and any other pirate-themed loadouts and set sail across the bayou, wreaking havoc as you go. Just know that wearing an eye patch is part of the job.
I found buried treasure. I'm gonna be rich. What the Sigma?
Best riposte variant. This gun fucks in the hands of charging players. Why? I mean, you could just ask yourself that when you get booted back to the home screen. Plus, everybody has the Bing and Brash now, so you aren't the prize collector you once were anymore.
Leroy! The best bayonet variant. Long live the British Empire.
You are always bringing an ammo box with you, or you're asking somebody else to do it. This gun itself is fantastic, but you lose lead faster than a 90s FPS protagonist with a minigun, either Duke Nukem or Doom guy. Just make sure to reload when it's empty. Reloading after every bullet will make you appreciate the animations, but make you dead like most French kings and queens after the revolution. Pretty good gun.
You can kill 2 people every game, every time. But the third always kills you because you run out of ammo. We know it's you.
Viva la vida! Viva la revolution! Just don't be a fallen king when you fail that charge like you always do. Surprisingly decent variant.
Bro, can we just call it the birth of your retweet? The fast-shooting, medium-range, long-ammo sniper. An underrated gun that deserves love.
If the Deadeye works with the Verily, then this also works, but it's more of a coin flip every time. The sights can be god tier, but with you always going through ammo and being low, you might not want to be reloading after every shot. I don't know, just take custom ammo with you. I mean, you gotta figure out how you get yourself some kills. Good variant, though. I have always wanted to love marksman variants, but this might be the one that makes me love scopes. And since the Berthier is just a great middle ground weapon already, this gun can kill very easily. It can put down trios. If you're getting tired of the same old, try this gun. Don't sleep on it. Also, I really like the skin that goes along with it as it goes to Wormbite. Underrated hunter skin.
And what's this even added? I mean, thank you, I guess?
Listen. The French suck at a lot of things, but they made this one really cool thing. The Level is my personal pick for the most powerful weapon in the game. Great muzzle velocity, cool reload, high capacity, everything. Even though I have been making fun of people all game,
This is honestly one of the best guns in the game, and I feel respected every time I'm killed with it. Highly recommend.
It's the just take a Mosin gun, or at least what the sweats will tell you. It has style, good recoil, a higher capacity that keeps it in fight for longer. There are different strokes for different people, but those who say this gun is inferior to the Mosin are just plain incorrect. For the boys who want to fight hard, but don't want to be the cliche Mosin users, I salute you. An interesting variant for sure. Weird for a long rifle to have a talon over a bayonet. It's alright, but not great. Most people are just taking it for the challenge reward skin.
Oh my god, I just unlocked a new weapon. God, these trials have been so fun. I really want a new cool variant of a weapon. Maybe it's gonna be a Mosin, or it's gonna be a... What the fuck is this? Why does it have a blade on the end of it? It looks like I'm a member of a football team. Like, am I wasting my time? No. No, it must be the developers who were playing the joke on me. Right? Right? They must be.
This is the other marksman gun that I can use in game. People usually like to pair this with Spitzer, but it really doesn't need it. Great gun that needs more skins. I mean, how could the Vetterli line of rifles have more skins than this gun in game? Like,
Marksman variants continue to be one of the best scope choices in the game, and with the Mosin not having one, the Lebel is a sure contender for the best repeating sniper-like gun in the game. True Chads take this gun. I am not biased. You're biased.
if you can use the aperture sight on this gun is for you. But for me, it feels like you got stuck on a carnival cruise being lost at sea for 6 months and landed on the beaches of Normandy. You're seasick, and you're gonna die quickly because of the blurriness around the screen. I'm sorry, Aperture Bros. It's Jover.
The aperture sight has capability to have some serious utility, but it's been plagued by the blur nerf that makes it almost useless except in the very niche circumstances. People are really only taking it for the cool wolf skin, which I do admit is pretty badass. Or some see the potential of the aperture sight that are trying to desperately make it work, but it's not going to. I'm sorry, Crytek, please fix.
Ah, the Mosin. While the Dolch is one of the most modern guns in the game, this is another one of those Swiss Army rifles. Easy to reload, great muzzle velocity, and interesting variants. But then there comes controversy. People assume that this is only the 5-star to 6-star sweat weapons that people use, and others say this gun is quite accessible to anyone who picks it up. While my money is on the level, let it be known that the Mosin is controversial because the rifle is so good. Really, it's up to you to make your mind about, but if you want to judge people on something, judge them for taking Spitzer. They're pretty hardcore.
It's a good gun. It's one of the best. However, it is plagued by the stereotype of all the sweats taking it almost every single game. It's nice, fun, dependable, but it grows stale after so many hours of gameplay. Let's be honest, people that take this are conservatives that hate change. You know it's true.
You can put this gun over an open fire and cook food on the end of the bayonet with this thing. It's just a Mosin with a bayonet, which makes it good, but man, I'm just hungry for a turkey leg or something now. I'm going on lunch break.
Hey, bayonets are always fun. This is the variant for Mosin users who want to have a little bit of fun, or who want to RP the Battle of Stalingrad on Gmod. Annoying KD-obsessed canes use this. It's like Spark Sniper bush campers, but they have 4 more shots before they have to reload.
I got something to say to all you 5-6-star liberals out there about the Mosin sniper. Number 1, fuck bush campers, I'm tired of seeing them. Number 2, fuck position, I will not learn how to play the game because I can't learn. Number free.
It actually has some pretty decent skins with it. One of the first skins I ever got was the bunny skin, which was like one of the first skins that they added to the game. And
Go fuck yourself.
You are that guy. If there is a Reddit post about people complaining about having to buy blood bonds or the economy just being broken, you are that guy. Listen, this weapon is fun. It shreds anything in its path and the recoil just got nerfed, but man, you just gotta lighten up a little. This game isn't fucking realistic. It isn't Arma 3. Listen, if I can prestige and appreciate this weapon more for it being a dumb expensive fun gun, then you can too. Change your mindset a little bit. But I did have $200,000 at one point, so maybe there is a point to be made there. I don't know.
Everyone who uses this is a sweat god. Yet I can't hit shit with it, so I can't put 2 and 2 together. Eat the rich. I don't fucking know.
Ah, the Obrez. Who knew the Russians were cutting this down even back then? Anyways, besides the recoil, a great choice for 2-slot loadouts. You usually see people run a drilling, hand cannon, or maybe even a got in precision with this if you're lucky.
Hey, it's a great quartermaster pick, as well as spicing up other loadouts. However, the only 2 people that take this are those who never not want to take a Mosin, or those who just want to experiment with their kit.
This is your fun fact of the day from Home Reel. You can actually one-tap a swarm of bees if it's coming towards you with this weapon. It's also funny when you kill people with it because funny bonk sound. Good pick for a Halloween skin and another great pick for the 2-slot weapon enjoyers. Highly recommend.
Hey, it's the funny melee variant. No one really takes this unless they get it from a Dark Tribute. Regardless, it's a nice pocket sniper that can also take out bees. No one really takes this though, but if you do, style points. The Obrez drum. A creative medium weapon. Doesn't have a lot of use, but it can make for some nice double 2-slot loadouts sometimes, you know? Apart from that, I have no idea who's taking this.
You hate reloading, or you like to play tactical games where you don't like to see the reload animation, and would rather see a circle fill up to indicate that your tank team has reloaded the gun. And then you die from it. The only positive thing I can say is that even though all the ammo is in that drum, this isn't a full-size Mosin variant. Thank God. Very underwhelming.
Here comes a new challenger!
This weapon contends with a level in the Mosin, and I definitely think it is one of the best. Easy and relatively fast reload with good sights. Hunters taking this are looking to dominate PvP.
The Krag is my favorite bolt action weapon. Fast, smooth, cool to reload. This weapon really has it all. And you can be a bitch when it fails you, but the people that are taking it are really competent with their aim. High skill ceiling? Maybe. Great primary? Definitely. Really? No comment with this one. I actually don't see this taken very often. It could be viewed as a direct upgrade, but I don't know. I guess there's one cool skin with it, but come on guys, take the bayonet. It's lonely, and it's hungry. It needs to be injected into a hunter's sternum or something.
Hey, another bayonet upgrade. What can you say? Probably not taking much because it doesn't have a lot of skins, but there's no real downside to taking it, so give it a try.
I've seen this variant taken more and more as time goes on. I don't know if it will necessarily replace the Mosin Sniper, but damn, people who know how to use this really know how to use it. Just, they're the same stereotype when they pick up this weapon, so expect either a bush camper or a competent teammate. Highly recommend.
The new rival to the Mosin Sniper. I assume the same people using the Mosin are going to try using this, and some will split off to it, and some will stick to the Mosin. Honestly, I guess we'll have to see where this lies in the meta.
$1,000 setup, and I still use the same shitty $30 camera that I bought 2 years ago. It's a living. Hello. You made it about halfway through the video. In that case, congratulations. But I'm just going to take some time to not really give a sponsor because, God, I'm not going to get that. But I just want to talk about maybe something that might help you in the future. So this is not sponsored, not anything. But if you want to do cool video editing like this and you don't want to pay the exorbitant fees of Adobe, I might recommend something like DaVinci Pro. DaVinci Pro is an editing software that I've been using for the past couple of years. If you're familiar with any of Adobe's layouts, Adobe's like UI and whatnot that you'll feel right at home with this. It's just a great program to use, and there's so much you can do within it, and really the only restrictions that you have are just some filters that you need. And honestly, that's probably the best part about this. Like, it wasn't only until like a recent video essay where I did pay the company, and I only did a one-time purchase. You don't have to do any monthly fees like that. You might have to do that for maybe the cloud storage, but like, you store everything on your computer and it's yours to keep. You have one activation key, you can activate it on 2 devices, and boom, you're good, baby. So if you're looking for a good editing software for beginners, and that's free, you can always pull out at any time, please check out DaVinci Pro. It's one of the best editing softwares I've ever used. But I'm gonna be a YouTube poop for a second, so excuse me. Shitty. Swouse. It wasn't only until like a recent video essay where I did fuck the company, and I only if there are cheap loadouts, you always take them. You might not even be poor, you just want to take the cheapest loadout because your friends think you're Bayou Bezos with your 200,000 in the bank. If you're saying it's all about the journey, not about the destination, you're full of shit and coping. Also, pipe life. This gun is very reliable.
The old reliable one-shooter. You probably have 7 of these in your stash. Odds are, if you're taking the stock version of this, you're probably just penny pinching. But temper your expectations and it will treat you well.
This is the definitive #poor life loadout. People that are broke take this and usually make ends meet at the end of every fight. They also sometimes try and get the melee kill with hunters, which is mixed results. But if you think that you can have them hold a choke point or kill a boss, they'll be good. Rely on them.
The Talon variant is often overlooked, and the Romero is no exception. However, you often get this off free hunters, and it is Romero at the end of the day, so you'll probably see a lot of more desperate poor players using this, but hey, they'll still probably be getting by.
Okay, I have a theory about this gun, so bear with me. First of all, the gun is pretty good. Strong upsides and strong downsides. The gun is just wacky and weird. However, it was pointed out by Lord Jonathan Ferguson that the hammer was not being pulled back on the gun every time a shot happened. And now, nobody uses this gun. Like, there are occasionally slug users that pair it with this, but this is one of the few corrections that Hunt has made where it has killed interest in the weapon. It's maybe because there were better options like the double barrel or the Spectre, but I don't know. It's like nobody uses it anymore. Anyways, the gun is pretty good. I think there are probably better options, but for early prestige, it's pretty good.
Oof. The rate of fire nerf definitely hit this gun hard. It's rarely taken out, even when it's offered on a free hunter. It's still good fun, but there are definitely better options nowadays. People taking this are either having fun, memeing, or just experimenting.
Another staple of the broken white shirt loadout. You can hear the workers' song every time the gun is fired, clamoring to kill the elite. Anyways, it's a good sidearm, or use it to refill your ammo. Good gun all around, nothing really else to say.
The hand cannon, another budget shotgun. But you can do funny things with it in a quartermaster loadout. It's sporadic, a little unpredictable at times, but it can save you in a pinch. However, it's still mostly taken by the #broke bayou boys though.
You want to take an axe, but you don't want to fuck up the melee if you miss it. This gun was just made for you. Unironically, one of the best designed weapons in the game. I know it's just a simple piece of metal stuck to the end of a long pipe, but it gets the job done. Really good sidearm.
Hey, it's an interesting tool budget weapon combo. Honestly, I dig it. If you fuck up, at least you have a hatchet to desperately swing at your enemy with. Hey, it's for those broke boys who show no mercy in the bayou.
I used to hate this gun. I thought that anyone who used it was just a lobby sweat or someone that wanted to keep their MMR. But after 2,000 hours and a lot of patience, I have learned that this could be one of the best offensive weapons in the entire game. This is the kind of gun that you can write bars with in rap, and while I have no musical expertise, you could just say there's 2 shots, 2 pops, 2 shells, I don't know, 2 cocks. I still get kind of infuriated for people who take slugs with this thing because it's so unreliable, but if your teammate can push up and kill, they are going to be so reliable. Don't let your guard down when this gun is here.
Depending on the user, it's either the most broken shotgun in the game or absolutely fucking useless. However, if you can use this, slugs or buckshot, It can put down people almost instantaneously. People who use this regularly are annoying shotgun spammers, but nonetheless, they can be a fearsome bunch. I hate you though.
I genuinely don't understand why people take this. Like, if you love the Cowboy Rival now, the people who just take this like custom ammo or like are trying to handicap themselves, maybe they love BDSM, I don't fucking know. Though, I will say, sawed-off shotguns in video games are always fun, so, yeah, no comment on this weapon. Kinda shit.
The Rival Hand Cannon. It's a confusing gun. It says to have a quick shooting 2-shot gun, but it always seems to underperform even with custom ammo. Actually, especially because of custom ammo. Some people can make it work, but most people who use it just have a death wish.
I will stand on this hill and argue that this is the most balanced shotgun in the game. Great ammo reserve, punishes people who reload often, and has great ammo choices. You know when you find a shotgun in a horror game and you know it's going to be better after using the pistol for a while? Yeah, don't sleep on this weapon, even though I am very biased. Really, really good.
The de facto shotgun of the game. Well-rounded and packs a punch with a good variety of special ammo. People who use this have class, and they know how to use it well. And they don't have to camp corners to make it effective either. Isn't that right, Crown of Kings users?
Even with the spread, this is still just a great choice. You only see people take this gun if they're halfway through the rewards and the trials, or using Kane's DLC weapon. This is your daily reminder that Kane came with a shotgun, and not the de facto sniper that you usually see sitting in bushes. This message has been approved by the AHA.
It hampers the good spread of the traditional a bit, which can be a make or break deal for some people. I think most of you will skip the bayonet, unless you are a lover of bayonets, like me. Because a shotgun with a bayonet is just 10 times sexier.
God, why would you take this? I don't even like the Caldwell sawn-off, but it still holds a purpose. I guess people who are willing to take this weapon want to piss people off by taking objectively one of the worst ranged weapons in the game. Just God help you if you think this is a good weapon. Like go find help. Jesus.
This is the worst 2-slot shotgun by a country mile. People who take it are either ignorant or got it for free, which is still too much for this gun. Mr. Cherry should pay you to take it. Avoid.
Ah, the most modern shotgun of the batch in Hunt Showdown. I'm a sucker for Winchester's history with shotguns, and plus this gave a reason to take the pump action perk before it got reworked. Hey, that rhymed. I will say though, this is one of the most inconsistent shotguns you could ever take. Like, I remember an image popping up where if you were shooting someone with this below 6 meters, like, you would be instantly killing them. But past that, it's party confetti, as they were dubbing it. So I really agree with this. But still be cautious, because people are really aggressive with this shotgun. But don't expect the world from this weapon. It's a shotgun, but it can't solve all problems, like divorce.
A very inconsistent shotgun that can sometimes get some cool dubs. It's sad because it's such an iconic weapon. It won't stop me from taking it though. I think most people take this are just like me and just love the gun, despite all of its rough edges.
A shotgun with a blade on the end of it will always be cool. Everything with the regular slate still applies to this variant, though. I wish Crytek would add, like, Dragon's Breath or something to this. I think it would just be fucking hilarious.
You love VF1 and play the trench gun bayonet way too much. But respect.
So you like to take the first 2 points of the match, but then you run straight to the specialist kits. You hunt anyone in buildings, you always reload after every shot, so you end up... Wait, wrong game? Ugh, fuck. Anyhow, this gun is still good, but it's hampered by its recoil and inconsistent range. If you want range, take a Spectre or a Romero. Besides, this is just a fun-to-waste money gun.
It used to be the most impactful shotgun until it was nerfed. It's a little inconsistent, but the fire rate is still unmatched, and it's a beast with slugs. People use this like to play aggressively and will not leave you alone. The term this is for the hunter who cares not for self-preservation, but for the desire to cause nothing but violence and chaos before their demise. While not the most consistent shotgun, levering with either Flechette or Dragon's Breath brings nothing but terror and disarray for its enemies. It is truly the chaotic evil of the shotguns.
You are a very fun person to be around despite having a very short fuse. 1 minute you are levering with Flechette or Dragon's Breath, killing teams and cracking jokes. But the one team kill or one long-range headshot puts you in a bad mood for the rest of the session. You demand people wait for you, push when it isn't necessary, and make it feel like it's your team's fault for something that was out of their control. While this gun is great, learn to mature a little. To quote Hardcore Henry,
"Are you gonna lay there, swallow that blood in your mouth? Are you gonna stand up, spit it out, and go spill theirs?"
Kermit's hand cannon is truly a pocket demon. With less accuracy and ammo, it is not as strong as its bigger brother, but it can add some really nice variety to a hunter's loadout, either as a backup house clearer, or as an extra side of chaos for those sociopathic hunters who want to stay in the meta, but still have something fun in their back pocket.
While this gun is a no-brainer for existing, I find it hard to believe that this variant had more skins than the base weapon until recently. Like a 5-to-1 kind of deal. Anyways, if there's a stereotype with this, it's probably just people that are trying to min-max their loadout with a decent backup. Regardless, you are still more surprised and confused when you get killed by this than angry. Decent variant if you want to go for a quartermaster build, or you just want to do 2 slots. Oh my god, he said the bonus word! Tell him what he's won, Johnny! Our contestant wins a fully edited, quick-fire round of Desolation's Wake weapons. Mainly because this video was pushed back multiple months because of this tier list. 10 seconds or less for each review. Let's go! I thought this weapon would be put on an endangered list of how many people use them, but goddamn FMJ spammers are having their day right now. Good gun.
Honestly, I find the idea of a pump-action rifle pretty cool. It's kind of a spammy compact weapon. We'll have to see how it fares against the Winfield.
This gun is so swift that it's probably a Swiftie. Oh my god, no, please don't kill me, please don't kill me! Ah!
It's another long ammo gun, but with a twist. It's lever action, and thus it can use levering, so maybe it'll mix up the meta again?
So slow, so smooth. Oh my god, I'm gonna bust.
It's another claw. Interestingly enough, this time it's for a 3 slot. So, I mean, sure.
Really like the melee incentive with this one, and it's probably one of the most unique guns in Hunt right now, but putting electrical tape on a gun doesn't make it unique, Crytek. Sorry.
They keep trying to make the same gimmick work. Please buff the aperture sight, and then I'll use it.
I hate aperture sights with a passion, but the skin for this gun is so beautiful that I can forgive it. I recommend it.
Success!
Wolf. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Everyone uses this when they first start out, or if they're prestiging and they have a cool skin to use with it. But don't let the cheapness fool you. This gun is still highly reliable besides its reload, and fanning is actually pretty accurate. So give this gun a try if you want a different gun, or you just want to save money.
One of the 2 beginner pistols. It's great with fanning, but leaves a bit desired with use without. Regardless, it's the cheapest gun in Hunt, and it can still kill, so there you have it. It's generally used by budget and mostly new players.
The most useful tool in a hunter's arsenal. I usually don't bring up special ammo types, but you really only need to bring poison with this one to be a mob-killing machine. Swiss will use this gun to melt trios, melt bosses, and I still gotta say, the spare dime is one of the most boring skins in the game. This weapon is great, and you should use it, especially with fanning, but don't rely on it all the time because of its muzzle velocity. You won't be really clicking heads with this one.
Another one of those high skill ceiling weapons. The sights suck, the fanning spray sucks, but being the only suppressed pistol for the longest time, help people stealth around with ease. Both good stock or with poison. People taking this are usually looking to do speedy stealth runs without having to tiptoe everywhere. And it's also a choice by Sweats too, but I've seen it used far and wide. It's a handy little gun.
Really good in the right hands. Many people overlook this, but strangely I get more headshots with this variant than any other pistol on the list. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just the recoil or the slightly faster firing rate. It's definitely not the first variant you should take, but it's really fun to use.
A weird one for sure. It has good stable aim sway, a decent rate of fire, and is a 2 slot. While you don't see it a lot, it's still capable of some action. It's still mostly taken by noobs and budget runners, but it has some potential if you take your time with it.
Why would you bring this? Like, the sights and the precision are already great, but do you really need the scope? You are adding extra steps to the Nagant sandwich. You don't need anything else. Like, you're just confusing. Pick something else.
The OG scoped pistolish. It's a nice excuse for a cheap scoped weapon, like the Winnie Vandal Deadeye, but compact ammo will always struggle with velocity and damage range. Some people can make it work, but it's usually just a throwaway for a budget run.
The most reliable variant in the entire game. The new army might be cool with its dum-dum ammo and its cooler reload, but the lack of sway and muzzle velocity and the consistency have many hunters still clinging to the officer with its other competitors. These people might be stuck in the past. That person was me. But for good reason. Pick up this pistol if you need it.
The original fast shooter of Hunt. It's an all-around great weapon with decent handling, good fire rate, and it's rather consistent. The vertical recoil is a bit high, but it's very manageable. Basically, everyone runs this pistol at some point. It's good and reliable.
Got really nothing else to add besides it's a good variant. The one thing I will add though is that the story behind the blue bourbon skin is literally a prized horse rider coming into Louisiana, but his horse fell and basically suffocated him. Yeah, the guy didn't even get to the bayou, and I find that really fucking funny.
It's the same as above, but with an added pair of knuckles. Good for mobs and immolators, if you remember that you have it. Taken by hunters that are resourceful and know how to make the most of their weapons and equipment.
Consider me impressed. While I use the Bornheim often enough, many people said that the gun was originally too expensive for something so niche and didn't have enough ammo with it. Now with the additional ammo reserve and very reduced price, this might be one of my new favorite guns to just pick up and play with. With the silencer and other variants I'm going to talk about, this gun can outpace every other pistol in the right hands. People who take this gun are either testing it out or aiming to show the meta that it isn't set in stone. They are fighting a losing battle, but goddammit, I commend your efforts anyhow. Good luck.
Given the buffs to the Bornheim, it's now a nice semi-automatic pistol. It's still a bit wonky, and certainly isn't meta, but still fun to hose someone down with the 1800s version of the Glock. Mostly taken by new hunters and those who like to do the opposite of the meta. I respect them both.
Because of its price, I can see why many people don't take this. Just a lot of bullets to reload, and there's no detachable mag, and bullet grubber is pretty much an essential with this. But man, that Solaris' silver skin is so damn cool. People who take this variant use the skin, but like, it's a cool skin. I'm definitely not coping it or anything. No. Just take this every once in a while. It's fun.
It has more bullets than the OG, but comes with a higher price tag and a longer reload. Only the latter, I think, is a big deterrent. If you can deal with the reload, it's still a Bornheim. If not, pass. Can't say I've seen anyone take this one, though. This somehow has both better and worse recoil than the OG. And from the ranges where you actually benefit from the stock, it's a 3-hit kill at best. However, there's nothing more fun than stocking up on reserve compact ammo and absolutely spamming this thing. It's the closest thing to an SMG in the game that way. But unless you're memeing, why would you ever take this as a serious 2-slot? It's got some upsides, but maybe you just love the Bornheim. Like me.
If this gun claims the 2-tap to the upper torso, then it clearly needs a checkup. There have been times where I have used this thing, and it has taken 3 or even 4 shots to kill somebody. And then I die from it in 2 shots. This gun is so goddamn inconsistent. It's supposed to, like, why is it supposed to be the upgrade? Crytek, why do you do this to the semi-auto German gang? God damn it. This variant has some very glaring downsides, but that doesn't stop people from using it. Its bad range combined with its sway makes it clumsy at first, but I have slayed teams with this weapon. Call it the rock to Z moment. Practice with other variants first if you want to use this. Afterwards, you may become your own Bayou Agent 47. Who knows?
This thing is god-awful, but yet it is so satisfying to get a kill with it. Terrible handling and damage drop off, but when you land a headshot with it, you feel like fucking Agent 47, Sam Fisher, or John Wick. It's still not terrible, as having a suppressed pistol can always be helpful. Most people who take this, though, are probably role players.
Okay, if there is one freebie I am allowed to be given on this list, it's the Lament Mark II. This is my favorite pistol in the entire game. The chunky sounds, the reload, the fucking shotgun barrel. and it's buffed to muzzle velocity. Whoo, baby. God damn it, this gun has gotten some love over the year, and I am all for that. This gun is great, and the only downside being really its reload speed. But like, fanning with this thing is awesome. Aiming with this thing is awesome. It was in Westworld. It's gonna be in the new Mad Max film. This gun is being recognized more and more for its actual functionality than with the Confederacy. And I think that is a good idea. Keep this as your sidearm. Best pistol in the game. Let's go!
Well, I wouldn't say this is my favorite pistol. It's definitely in my top 3. Chunky, sexy, but it roars when she fires. That and that shotgun blast can do some work, if you manage to miss all 9 rounds in the chamber. People will take this want something different for loadout. It's not meta, but it's also not meta. It's got its own special place, and that's alright. The old classic, trusty sidearm. The best spread for fanning, decent damage, and decent sights. There isn't much special about it, but most people taking it are either running budget loadouts, or stacking double FMJ or Dum Dum.
Ah, the Cadwell conversion pistol. Fanny is great, cool look to it, and a gun that can carry you through an entire prestige. If there's one stereotype for this, it would be that people really like FMJ with it. Like, maybe bordering on a custom ammo whore, but I don't know. Judge them for how they play. But know that it was their fault, not the weapon. Also, this weapon needs more skins. It hasn't had a skin since, I don't know, like the Shadow. Come on, Crytek, give it some love. There are 2 distinct people that use the chain pistol. The first are the sweats that take this because you can fan 18 shots and you will anger some people on your Steam profile. The second are the crackheads who take 2 sets of these and put FMJ or Dum Dum on them. I don't care who you are, you will strip all the copper wire out of your house just so you can afford more meth. You are an addict. You either have dignity taking this without fanning, or you're just using a skin. Either way, you will be judged for taking this. Oh yeah, and to the second group, you're the reason why we got the ammo rework. Thank you, and fuck you at the same time.
He's pretty much got it here. Sweat spammers love it because even if the spread isn't great, you can just lay down so much fire. Then there are those who dual wield it. This shit is so memey that I love it. It's just pure trolling.
Even if the bullets can go just as fast as throwing a rock at your opponent, this thing is a meta menace within the skilled player's hands. While I usually spit on the meta like a spittoon, I do appreciate what this gun can do, and nothing could beat that ejector rod on emptying a cylinder. A great gun, but one I don't jump to immediately using all the time because of my lovely little man.
The new army is a cool, double-action Dum Dum spammer, based off a classic. It's a lot of fun and great for a full compact loadout. However, as for consistency, this gun's recoil and sway make it less favorable as a handy last resort. Regardless, it's still a choice for those sadistic hunters that like to make people bleed.
While this doesn't apply to this gun, you love to take bullet grubber. You appreciate the extra details that go into the tedious process of animation and modeling for these historically important firearms. Because of this, you probably like games like Battlefield 1 or Tarkov. Massive respect all around, but complaining that you can't hit your shots with either new army variant doesn't get you any points. Just get better at Switch.
A Sweat variant for a double-action revolver is quite a nice change of pace. It makes up for the gun's lack of accurate shots with getting more rounds downrange by cutting the reload speed. Just don't be that hunter that ends up with no ammo because they keep reloading after firing one shot. Have some control.
Is the PAX the most underutilized pistol in the game? Well, yes, maybe. That's what the subreddit says. But what makes it that way? Personally, I think people that take this gun are falling back on its reliable nature. Like, the PAX is the gun that won the West. In a game where the guns have the most gimmicks, this one stands out for not having any. But that's not a negative. Take this gun if you just want a great secondary. Remember how this gun has been here since the beginning, and respect it for what it is. I mean, hey, it's a victory. I couldn't remember the name of the legendary, god damn it.
PAX is definitely the least popular pistol in the game, as one of only 2 choices for medium pistols is overshined by the Schofield with its different reload, better sights, and different recoil, although not necessarily better. However, the PAX still has the best weapon sound out of the 2, with its thunderous crack. People who take this are just nostalgic for the old days. It's still good, just not the most amazing. It's another claw. What can you say? If you make the most out of your tool weapons, this is for you. Otherwise, most people forget it even exists, or just bring a knife.
Once again, a fine variant, if a little jarring. This used to be considered one of the worst variants because the metal spike could not one-hit hives with a heavy melee attack. Luckily, they fixed that. Why did it take so long to fix? The only comparison I can really make is that you're picking the jelly for your PB&J. You know, it could be grape, strawberry, or you could be one of those dumb fucks that likes cranberry. It's really up to you. Personal preference.
Damn, we've been getting event after event. It's all too much. I mean, the third event's coming up, so maybe it won't be that exciting. You know, it's just gonna be more breaking totems and whatnot. I mean, oh, what's this? Oh, Showdown just posted something on Twitter. Wonder what it is. I mean, surely it can't be, like, that exciting. I mean... They remembered. They remembered. Yes. Yeah!
People might say that this choice is boring, but they're just coping because they've had Spitfire love for the past year. Besides the slightly worse recoil, the muzzle velocity matches that of the uppercut, you can put custom ammo on it, and it's still the PAX. Old but reliable. Don't sleep on this wow pistol. Great alternative.
I honestly haven't used this enough to know if it's even any good, but it's a new PAX variant, so I very much welcome it. Maybe we'll have more PAX users in the future. Or not. It's the default medium ammo pistol of choice. Good recoil, sights, and reload. If you're running medium weapon builds, it's almost always a choice. Sorry, PAX. I suck dick with it, but everyone seems to be a god with it. It definitely feels like the uppercut light sometimes.
Ever since this introduction, this gun has become like sliced bread, common in every hunter. It's really hard to put this into a definable group, so just know that everybody uses this. That being said, it's used by so many because it's so good. The quick eject when you empty the magazine is enough to make someone who doesn't like weapons moist. What does nobody else do that whenever I eject my load?
If you like missing your shots, this is the gun for you. It's an unfortunate amalgamation of the Spitfire and the full Schofield with worse stats. All you get some brass knuckles. I mean, it's a really cool gun, but I suspect most people using it are just taking free hunters that have it.
Man, I just feel bad for the Brawler. It's a legit great variant, but the recoil being similar to the Spitfire without the fire rate makes it kind of forgettable. It's still a good choice for when you want to fuck up immolators, but people who want to take this skin cling to the only skins it has with it. They are great skins with the theming, but that's literally it. Forgettable. So if the meta had a bronze medal, it would go to this gun. Listen, nothing will ever beat the uppercut or officer as a pistol, but the Spitfire is pretty damn close. Manageable recoil, same damage output, great gun. But like, god damn it, there are so many skins with this variant. Like, slow down, pump the brakes on it, Crytek. Give us like, I don't know, another pack skin. That would be cool.
The quick shooting little guy named after the famous British World War II fighter. It's good fun, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. The recoil is a bit weird, making it hard to use at long range, and even a bit awkward up close. However, it's no doubt fun. Players who take this love the fast-paced plays that the Spitfire succeeds in.
People who take this gun reload after every bullet. Whether it be ADHD or some god-given right to keep the gun fully loaded, they always do it. I never know if they want to see the cool reload to trigger dopamine, or my friend keeps pissing me off because he's now doing it. Just be careful around these guys. I feel like they might be mentally unstable, and that might be a little harsh, but like, you don't need to reload after every bullet. Like, don't take 4 ammo boxes. What is wrong with you?
I'm already out of bullets within 10 seconds of the engagement. Swift versions are always fun when you're mopping up or laying down fire. This gun is just a better version of the Schofield in that regard. However, unlike other Swifts, you can't do a partial reload with this. It's all or nothing. Skilled players know how to make the most of this weird little gun. Noobs will be out of ammo by the second clue. The stock weapons have always been cool. Better sway, faster fire rate, etc. However, I haven't seen them used as much other than in budget or freebie loadouts. I think for most people, they don't see the value of a quartermaster or a double 2-slot loadout consisting of this. I feel it has more potential. The Schofield version is definitely the best one too.
Okay, Crytek, listen to me. This gun is okay. It can be used in a jiffy, good ammo pool. Listen, we're not talking about this gun. The PAX needs love, man. Give it like a full carbine variant or something. Like, I swear, this was the gun that won the West, and it feels like it's heading into retirement because of all these Schofield players. Remember the packs. Please, man. So this is my updated opinion of it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I usually don't take it because I like the drilling, but take whatever you want, man.
Chilling on the weekend like usual. Watching SpongeBob and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. She took the wires to my PlayStation, she doing too much. I didn't wipe my butt, I just pooped and got up. She got the cutest daughter, so I went to pick.
The uppercut has long since divided the people. Some say that the weapon will stay on the side of the meta 6-star Chads, while some say that it's just for cosplay as a Western Dirty Harry. And with my opinion, both sides are correct. The uppercut is both meta and not at the same time. Now that being said, its reputation could be changed with the new weapons that have been added all across the past 4 years. There have been no long ammo pistols for the longest time. Now with stuff like the upper mat and the Sparks pistol, it can be put to the competition. No one can ever keep their throne forever. For now, it's a weapon that supports a certain kind of handicap for loadouts. But all the ones that are not being picked up off of dead hunters are Roddy and Cherry's pocket dimension somewhere. So just know that this thing is used a lot.
The original sweaty, quick swap squirting, big mouth, egotistical hunter pistol. The increased variety, nerfs, and the removal of quick swap has definitely cut the number of these in the wild. But it is still quite popular. It's still often used by long ammo sweats, but I still see it being used by more players for its actual intended role, giving flexibility to other loadouts that aren't just bolt action rifles.
This gun is like challenging yourself to fuck up toast. Like, you can break the toaster, have the I can't believe it's not butter stuff, or use the wrong kind of toast and just fuck it up. But no matter how badly you fuck it up, it still somehow tastes like toast. Even if you hate the uppercut, this is just a great variant. I'm just glad it feels balanced with its reload speed, because it could have been a whole lot worse.
Hey, an uppercut with better sway and a slightly better fire rate. It's decent, but it has quite the price tag and it takes 2 slots. If you're going for some specialist loadout, you'll probably take this. But I think most stereotypical hunters will take a 1 slot though. Underrated variant, I must say.
So take the toast allegory that I just made, and you're doing it through a pair of binoculars. It's still good, but it just ain't for me. Maybe this will fit some niche like the Nagant 1895 Precision or something. My friend's favorite weapon! Yay!
A bit of an unproven weapon. I think it has the ability to be the better scoped 2-slot weapon, but I think most people taking it right now are just curious. But I hope it will get more traction in the future.
Even with all the ammo changes, this gun is really used to carry extra ammo for your primary. That's not a bad thing, but many people usually forget that this pistol even exists. I don't want to call them rifle whores because I was one of those people, but just know they really, really like their rifles. They might hit their shots, but know that they will probably never take out their pistols, and that's why. Also, shout out to the pirate gang who takes incendiary shot with this in a cavalry saber. You guys are truly cleaning up the bayou. Great work.
Despite this, people who use this as an actual pistol really do fuck. It's a hand cannon with a decent amount of sway, and to hit your shots consistently, this takes a serious amount of skill.
Now, if you think that the uppercut was an overused meta weapon like I did, then the upper mat is now the Chad weapon of choice. I have a major bias towards the Lovin, as I previously stated, but people who take this variant fuck hard. The sounds, the reload, the gun requiring 2 hands, this is truly the big iron hunt showdown. Honestly, recommended take as a 2-slot. You could just take 2 of these and be fucking great with them.
This guy's just too much fun. It might just be an oversized Lamat, but it really is fun. It sounds great, has those nice Lamat sights, and holds 9 rounds of long ammo. It's not as common as you think because you either have to give up 3-slot or use Quartermaster, but it's definitely underrated. Sometimes you might be better off with just an uppercut, but if you can make this fit, it works really well.
Okay, do me a favor, courier. I can't get out of this thing, so I need you to go get me the platinum chip. I don't really know what it does, but I just know that you need to go get it, and then hopefully we can go to Hoover Dam together. I'll take you and get you a hot dog. We'll go to Hoover.
Hello everyone, my name is Raoul, but you might know me as JD on Reddit, where I post daily discussion threads. I want to thank the Gentleman Gamer for giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys today about one of my favorite weapons in Hunt Showdown, the Nitro Express. So the Nitro is a double barrel gun that functions much like a rival, but instead it shoots big hunks of metal, much like a slug, and I think that's how you should play the weapon as well. Basically like an oversized slug shotgun that can body tap up to 41 meters and 58 meters with shredder ammo. I do think shredder ammo is the best ammo for this weapon because it just gives you that extra range and it also applies intense bleeding. It will take a while to get used to this weapon, and it has certainly taken me quite some time to get comfortable with it, but if you are, then this is one of the best weapons in the game because there's nothing that can really do what the nitro does.
There are two things that humans are born with: the fear of falling and the fear of the Nitro Express firing. Now, if you want to flex your aiming skills, this is the gun to do with it. 6 shots, enough ammo to put down an African safari, and the bragging rights to say that you killed that bush Wookiee with the Mosin sniper. If you find this...
You either suck pure ass with this gun, or you're an unkillable god. With limited ammo, awful sights, and a limited one-hit kill range, you have to be accurate with it. But when it hits well, it rewards greatly. People who use this are the ultimate aim kings, even more than those pesky Mosin users.
Many will argue that the Dolch has fallen from grace compared to its roots. Can you imagine a semi-auto pistol with medium ammo? God, that was just such a dark time. Anyways, people who usually use this are sweats or people that are binging before prestiging. Don't get me wrong, it is a really good and 2 shots of the torso at a certain distance, but it just gets boring after a while. Also, honorary mention for the coolest reload in the entire game when you can dual wield Dolches. This is Max Payne shit right here, and I love it.
A great pistol with a high price. Once a sidearm to the sweaty, high-rolling Optimat and Mosin users. However, with its nerfs, it's fallen slightly out of favor. It's still quite popular and you still see sweats taking it, but its prevalence is not as much as it used to be. But if you have the cash to buy it, it's still a good shooter. Yes, its recoil is nerfed, but a hunter with a decent weapon handling knowledge can still make this a 2-tap killing machine.
Genuinely, why does this exist? Like, the skin for it is really cool, but just like, when will you really need this? I guess it's the same as the Dolch, but I don't know, dog. I don't think it needed a claw variant.
Man, I always love seeing new variants, but this is definitely a but why though one. I don't know anyone who takes this unless they got it from Dark Tribute, because, yeah. An interesting combination for sure, considering it's the first scoped 1-slot weapon. It's too early to see the meta for this one. I think it'll be the deciding factor, though, if scoped pistols are viable in Hunt.
So we finally made it. The first pistol without a stock that has a scope on it. I think this pistol can be great, but the reload is going to really turn some people off of how slow it is. While it's still too early to tell if this weapon will remain relevant, I would have to take a guess that people who love scopes will keep using it. If not, they'll probably just pick the regular Dolch over this. Also, I hate my friend for dual wielding these just to piss me off. You do not get the extra accuracy with these, motherfucker.
The Ultra Sweat Dolch. All the benefits of a Dolch with less kick, making follow-up shots easier. Generally run with Quartermaster, this is still what you see Bayou Bezos taking.
The final evolution of the Dolch, and it's the best variant. Everything I said before applies to this, with easier sway added. Though, I will admit that this Dolch had better skins than the base one. God damn, the Bedlam Lullaby looks so good. Easy recommend. You can only talk so much about these weapons, so I'm just going to be here when discussing the next following weapons. The Derringer is a great get-out-of-jail-free card, so as long as you can hit your follow-up shots. These are paired with shotgun or low fire rate loadouts, so they just have a backup on hand. And since the Derringer is more viable than ever, maybe you should make a personal challenge of getting a kill with it. After all, my friend is still owed a dinner for headshotting somebody with it. Underused sidearm. These people use the facade of a friendly face just to lull you into a false sense of security so that when they team up with this weapon, you will forever be scared of them. Besides that, I find that the variant is really funny the way the character struggles to reload it. Great if you love to breathe down the enemy's necks, but really a meme for any other loadout. In an earlier version of the script, I said that people that took this were just challenge farming during events. But now, I consider it a meta pick, along with railroad fuses to burning hunter corpses. It's funny to think that its original purpose was to be an early version of incendiary ammo for barrels and mobs, but now it's used as a stark reminder that you should burn bodies whenever you can. A new essential pick in Hunt's arsenal that I am all for keeping. Highly recommend.
The crossbow is a respectable choice. People who use this know how to treat a weapon right. Getting hit with a crossbow is terrifying, especially when you can bleed out in seconds. You don't even need special bolts to make it good, but they're their own treat in their own right. Do not overestimate crossbow players.
A previous friend once kept complaining about how the explosive ammo did not one-shot anymore because of the bulwark buff. Don't be like them. The crossbow is still really good without that ammo. Its one-hit range is insane, the heavy bleeding is great, and can make people panic like it's no tomorrow. Don't sleep on this weapon, but know that if someone fucks up with it, they're really gonna panic. Once again, a weapon that does depend on special ammo, but can get the job done with skilled hands. However, I would say the people that take this are usually people that don't take traps and use it like a Swiss Army knife. Within the Swiss Army blade, there are ammunition types like fire bolts that deal with bodies, and others being poison that can help block off routes, and can help in different situations. However, players can counter anything that is shot from this weapon very easily. I can mark almost 100 times that I took a poison shot and some player tried to shoot me with the poison bolts, and I just sat there like... Still, it's okay, but treat this like a Sparks pistol.
This small little pocket rocket is still one of the coolest things in Hunt. With its variety of pretty useful custom ammo, it's a very versatile tool that can even be lethal in close range. It's still a tool first and foremost, but it can add some nice variety to any loadout, and help you spare some tool slots too. The counterpart to the crossbow. Its users are also skilled players in their own regard. However, those who use it with frag or concertina arrows are fucking sadists at the heart, who like to make their foes suffer in agonizing, slow pain as they spam and slowly whittle them into a bleeding corner. I both hate and respect people who can make the bow work. Fucking sadists.
If General Sam can make a video on the hunting bow, then you know that this is a great weapon. If you do 2-slot loadouts, the hunting bow is an excellent close to mid-range option. Poison, concertina, and frag arrows make this some of the most unique and lethal custom ammo in the game. Oh, and this next part is for one person in particular out there.
Mitch, for God's sakes, don't play this thing with a katana. You are not Agent 47, motherfucker.
At 32 miles an hour, your newborn baby could easily outrun Olympic sprinters.
This could have gone to the special ammo category, but it's a melee weapon first and foremost. If you want to gaslight yourself into being not tactical, you take this. Every 10 seconds, you do a charge, and you end up with a shotgun to the face. But the one time that does work, oh baby, sometimes it beats headshots with long rifles. Anyone can pick up and use this, so just look at their playstyle when in a match. They can either be a god tier sweat, or they can at least be a minor inconvenience. Still, they'll be helpful. Also, steel ball ammo is better than the regular shot. Fight me, cowards. Also, let's pour one out for the brave rednecks who rush the compound every time. I miss them already.
One of the first hunter-based weapons. Fictional, but fitting perfectly into Hunt. It's basically an axe with a grenade launcher in it. It's generally great at killing bosses, however in PvP it's a bit harder to use. It's one of the few weapons that has bullet drop, and a lot of it, so you have to count for that. If all else fails, you still have one last hope that all hunters go to, melee. However, with the bomb lance, you have some pretty good added reach with it. It's a fun weapon that doesn't always work out, but man, is it fun when it does. People using this are either god tier or just opportunistic noobs.
This weapon is just weird. It's not the worst, but it definitely is reaching that instance. Plus, you could deal 2 kinds of damage to enemy hunters. One way you can slash it like a knife and deal bleeding damage, and then you could hit people on the head, but it's blunt? Question mark? I really don't know what this weapon does. Like, if some poor white shirt went up to one of these things and, like, hit it with an immolator, like, bro, it's about to be a fireworks show. Anyways, nobody uses this weapon, unless it's for memeing.
Twang. Also another fun weapon to kill hunters with, even if it's objectively bad. However, the sound it makes as it impacts a hunter's skull is just sex. It's divine. Apart from that, it's just another weapon used by memers or the desperate who didn't bring the right tools to the boss room.
Okay, so I have a whack-ass game theory with this weapon. Now, you gotta hear me out. Hear me out. If you regard every weapon in the game, objectively, the pitchfork is the worst. But in early 2020, when Crytek was thinking, geez, this weapon is useless. It barely does any damage against bosses. People take knives, and how can we make the pitchfork better? And then the meeting room went silent. Sir, what if we made a boss that has max damage with stab weapons, like the pitchfork? That's how Scrapbeak was born. Anyway, the pitchfork still sucks in every other instance, but for Scrapbeak, you know, pretty effective.
The Bolshevik farmer's weapon of choice. No one picks up this thing, and no one ever wants to use it. Except for the few memers who want to get a kill with it. Because, I mean, there's nothing more humiliating and satisfying than stabbing someone with the worst weapon in the game that is basically a giant fork. People who use this just really want to make their enemy feel shame and defeat.
The second best way for smashing skulls and crippling Powder Gang members. There isn't anything wrong with using these weapons besides stamina use, of course. Plus, it has one of the hardest achievements that you can get in this game, killing someone by throwing a sledgehammer with the Tomahawk perk. This is one of the most achievements of all time. Anyways, valid pick in a quick fight.
One of the best boss killing weapons in the game. Really, that's the only reason most people take it. It takes a lot of stamina, but hits like a freight train. It's also good for bopping emulators. However, there is one more species of sledgehammer user in this game. Players obsessed with using the Tomahawk perk to yeet this at unexpected players. Because come on, there's nothing more embarrassing than being blindsided by a Mario-style hammer.
Crush my cock with a rock I must, pain I must endure. In the recent years of Hunt's editions, this is one of the most baffling. That being said, I can see the concept working. A new melee weapon that is cheaper, does a little bit less damage, but has less stamina per swing. However, stamina management is the core part of Hunt, and if you can't manage that, then it'll pretty much shove you in the dirt. Even with a stamina shot, you would prefer to use an axe, bomb lance, maybe the fucking pitchfork for God's sakes. In the end, I can't really think of a good reason for this weapon, except for the really cool skin that comes with it. Maybe for bonk memes or meme loadouts, but unless the weapon gets a rework, just stay away. Fun fact, I also get unconditionally angry when I get killed by this weapon, so I guess there's that.
I'm guessing this is alluding to the mini railroad workers of the 1800s. Apart from being a bonker that you can take by default instead of finding it, I really don't see the purpose of this weapon. But hey, if you're an Irish immigrant role player, go for it.
You are a menace. Whenever you get down, you get right back up and split skulls. You also like to be a team player. These guys can be team players, but just be wary when some of them go off to the woods and never be seen again. Or they're a headsman. These guys are okay.
People call katana users suicidal? No. The few individuals who willingly take an axe in the bayou are clinically insane with no other goal to butcher any hunter they see. Be afraid if you see this hunter in front of you readying a swing. He will not stop until you stop breathing. I'm 90% sure this was added in the game because Ethan has inside connections to Crytek and begged for it. It's literally just hilarious. It's like adding Santa hats to the game.
You are a walking but effective meme. Even though this weapon is pretty much only a couple months old, this is the most fun I've ever had with a weapon in a long time. The one-hit melee with light mobs, the boss damage, the manageable stamina. You even go through the assassin's enraged attack, and this thing is a beast up close. For any of you custom ammo psychopaths out there, if you want a cool loadout, bring frag arrows or a Springfield loader with explosive. You will have fun with this weapon with that combination. TLDR, it's fucking hilarious. Use it before someone says that it's overrated. Bash their skull in. Hit a home run, baby.
Well, they finally did it. I did not expect them to actually add the katana and hunt, but I think they implemented it quite well. It's a 2-slot as to not disrupt the cavalry saber and the machete lull. With the benefit of good reach and a perk that allows you to do a nice quick draw, makes it very fearsome for a 2-slot weapon. So yeah, the combat axe has a lot of competition. And I also think there'll be more interesting quartermaster builds with this. Man, who doesn't take this? Granted, a lot of people die before they actually get to use it, but if you hear someone whipping that thing out, you are probably already dead.
If I were to come at you, it's all about how I... Okay, in that circumstance, maybe you got there a little bit faster. But if I... Okay.
I got you again.
What if I zigzag like this?
It's so easy to get you.
If you want to act like a gentleman, then you take this baby. Even though it has a limited amount of skins and is rarely seen as the bat and the bombland still dominate, don't let its range fool you. It's really good, and it used to be my go-to back in the day.
The OG blade of the game, despite being murdered by the katana buff. People who use this either live for the adrenaline rush or the meme. Regardless, Godspeed.
Hey, you better like and subscribe and hit the bell for the noties, or else I'm gonna find you and kiss you on the lips. You wanna see the last guy that didn't obey me? I kissed him.